Hi. Thank you. You've changed my life in the last 9 months. Thank you.
You are the creator of your experience. We're glad to play with you.
Thank you.
Take credit for it.
Okay.
Don't give it to us.
Okay. Okay. I have 2 issues that I wanted to bring. One is I have an amazing life. I have wonderful, wonderful, wonderful things going on, but I have a business that's been struggling probably the last 4 years. And the track of saying that and feeling that is so ingrained in me, which brings in fear, that, now I'm finding that there's off-ramps coming off of the tracks a little bit sooner and sooner, that I can get myself off of that negativity quicker, but it's something that's really hard for me to undo.
So as we've been listening to you right now, so here's where you are, and everybody is where you are. In other words, everybody's where they are. You are where you are. How's that profound? You are where you are. Write it down. I am where I am. In relationship to where I want to be. So everything you said just now, or once you got focused upon the business, everything you said was forking toward a place that when you get there, you're not going to like it. So now what we want you to do, having listened to you fork your way over there.
Which is scary, because I know how powerful that is.
Well, now you're still forking your way over there further. So now what we want you to do is make an effort to fork your way back. And maybe you'll keep going that way for a little while, but make an effort. Let us hear you.
It's a spa. It's beautiful. It's a life-giving thing for people. I love watching my customers come out of there in heaven. I love creating an atmosphere where my employees are happy.
Now focus upon whatever it is that's bothering you. In other words, go to the point, the financial point. Go to the part that's really worrisome to you and feel it. Focus there, and then improve that.
Okay. There's less
because you sort of changed the subject. Even though you're still talking about the spa, you're talking about different aspects of the spa that are already cleaned up for you. It's this aspect that you need to do some forking on.
Okay. There's less and less customers than there have been in the past, which is bringing in less and less revenue.
All right, so now which direction is that forking? In other words, when you keep that up, are you going to like it when you get there or not?
No.
So can you make more positive feeling statements? And the thing that we want you to hear is, people think that, well, Abraham, when it improves, of course I'll make better feeling statements. And we say, no, you got to make the better feeling statements before it improves. It's going to improve because of the better feeling statements.
Okay, so that's another question. I want to bring
don't leave where we are now. So now you're over there. You forked your way over there, and we agree with you. You're really good at forking your way over there.
It's really
How good are you at forking your way over there?
That's why I'm sitting here.
Well, let's hear it. Make an effort.
We're still paying our bills. We're still supporting ourselves. We're still paying all of our workers.
All right, now don't go too fast, and stop with each one of those statements and feel it. We're holding our own.
Doesn't feel good.
Well, then shore it up with something else. We're still paying our employees. We haven't laid anybody off. They still have income. We do like that. We're paying our bills. We're keeping our promise to people.
Yes,
that does feel good.
That does feel
better.
That felt
a lot better than where you were going. So now make more statements like that.
Okay. Although the town's been having a hard time, we've been holding our own, and yes, we have kept everybody employed all this time.
Keep going.
I know that when people come, they're really content there, so that will lead to more people coming. We won an award that we're really enjoyed, and so I know that will translate into more people in time.
All right, now so stop right now and recognize how much better you feel. In other words, it's sort of like we watch some of you. You're feeling pretty good. You go to a movie that makes you feel horrible, and then it has a happy ending, and then you feel better, and then you think you've had an improved experience because they dragged you into the depth of despair, and then they brought you back to feeling, and so you think where all you did was drag yourself down the path and then bring yourself back. And that's a little bit what we just did here, in that you started out and you dragged yourself over there, and now you've dragged yourself back. But that is the work. Whenever you find your observation of what is, you're so trained, most of you, to face reality. And what we want you to understand is that facing reality just supports the reality that you're facing. And if you don't like the reality that you're facing, then you got to make it up. then you've got to fantasize differently, because the universe is responding to your vibration. The universe is not responding to your reality. The universe is responding to your perception of reality. So you can alter your perception of reality a whole lot faster than you can alter reality. And when you do, reality will follow the trail of your perception. So you get to paint it the way you want it to be. We just want to shake you, all of you, into a realization that what is doesn't mean diddly squat. It isn't the truth. It isn't the fact. It isn't the historical document that you want to make it out to be. It's just the way matter evolved and formed around patterns of thought over which you have the ability to change. So when you talk about a business that is sort of financially failing, you're creating a more failing business. When you talk about a business that's holding its own, you create a business that's holding its own. When you talk about a business that's holding its own that has incredible potential, you create a business that has incredible potential. In other words, it follows the stream of your energy. And so you just have to say to yourself, I care enough about how I feel that I'm willing to visualize it beyond what it actually is. We watch you and others with your businesses. You dream it. You do most of your creating. 99% of every creation is complete before there's any physical evidence. So you do most of your creating before you put the first brick or the first board or the first building or the first employee in place. And you've, in essence, dragged your sleigh way up the hill. And then once you start your business, then you start nitpicking over this and this and this. You start worrying about this and this and this. And you hold your own pretty well in the face of all that stuff you're worrying about. If you could stay in the dreaming phase, your business would never falter. It would never slow down. Don't face reality. Give your undivided attention to the dream that you dreamed even before you began it. And we continue to hear you attempting to speak about the dream because you do have a vision. You have this vision of people coming to a place where they feel refreshed, coming to a place where they improve in just being there. And you've created such a place. And as you fixate on it, you attract more people to it. Now, we're going to tell you a story that will feel off the subject, but it is so on the subject, you're really going to get this. A family had made a decision that they were going to sell their house. They'd lived in it for a long time. They were ready for something new. They'd outgrown it. And they couldn't get anyone to even come and look at it. We said, why are you selling it? They said, oh, it's run down, it's wearing out, things are starting to break, we've outgrown it, it's not big enough for us, it doesn't please us. And we said, listen to the advertisement that you're sending out to the universe. You're saying, come and buy this disheveled place that we hate, that we no longer want to live, and come and live in it, why don't you? That was their vibrational advertisement that they were offering. And so we said, tell us about what it was like when you first found this house. Can you go back? And they said, our family was really small. And we remembered the delight that we felt when we found this. We knew we could afford it. It was just right for us. And we didn't have any furniture. We just sort of moved in and lived in the closets and with what little furniture we had. And every chance we got, we'd go buy another piece of furniture. And we just piece by piece sort of put things together. We used to go down to the nursery and buy another shrub or another bush. And we'd make a family event of digging the hole and watering it and planting it. And as this person focused upon the delight that this home gave them, even though he had to go back to the early stages of the house to reactivate that within him, he recaptured the essence of what this young house felt like to this young family. And in a week, a young family came and bought the house. Someone who was a perfect vibrational match once he activated it, you see. So you've got to reactivate within yourself. The advertisement that you're offering is, come to this place that no longer feels good to me because I'm so worried about the finances of it. Jerry and Esther went to a business with some dear friends of ours. They had met them at a seminar, went to dinner with them afterward, had a really wonderful time with them. They were all up and high and happy. And then they drove, because they were in the city where this couple lived, they drove to their place of business. And as they walked through the front doors, Esther saw a gloomy cloud just settled down right over these two people. Instantaneously, they were not the same two people that they had just had dinner with. As they walked into their space of unfinished work and unpaid bills and uncooperative employees and took on the vibration that they practiced in that place, they became two entirely different people right before Esther's eyes. And never before was she more aware that the way you focus and what you're focused upon is everything about the way you feel. So if your business is dragging you down, go to somebody else's spa and get refreshed.
No, I get refreshed there.
Well, then go to the aspect of the spa that refreshes you, and don't go back to that part that doesn't feel refreshed. In other words, the whole point of the spa, this is really an interesting contradiction, isn't it? Because the whole point of the spa is to bring people to a place of feeling better. And in that place, you've got to show yourself how you can feel better. Everything is thought. Everything is vibration. Everything is attitude. Everything is mood. Everything is emotion.
So here's my other question. There's 35 employees, and I feel like, and they're all concerned because it's slow, and I feel like if I have a bad thought, I'm sabotaging all of them. It's a huge responsibility. I feel like I'm holding up this ship.
Well, no wonder you feel bad, because you're asking the impossible. So what you need to do is remind yourself that each of them is responsible for the people that they keep coming back to them. In other words, they are in a service-oriented business, and the way they feel is what causes people to come to them. And if they are in a place where they are attracting people to come to them, then they are thriving, and the whole thing is thriving. In other words, it's not your responsibility. You can't get inside of them and offer their vibration for them, but you can influence their vibration, you see. And so as you renew yourself on a regular basis, those who are teetering on the edge will follow your lead, and those who aren't will go someplace else. And if they go someplace else, that's not a bad thing. And so here's what we would do. We would dig out our old intentions relative to this spa, and we would revisit the plans that we had even before you had a place, and even before you had attracted those 35 people. And we would remember why you wanted the spa and how good it felt to you. And we would reactivate that fresh new vibration within you. And then, as you reactivate that, those people who are there, of those 35 people, and as you maintain that, begin again, as you maintain that vibration, it'll take you a week to achieve it, about. You can do it.
Okay.
Once you get there and you maintain that vibration for yet another week, so we're talking about 2 weeks of working yourself into really feeling good. Once you reactivate within yourself the why that you started this place and the fresh, renewed feeling of what it is all about, those people who came to you when you started feeling worried will quit and go someplace else. Those people who are still a vibrational match to your dream will hunker down with you and start thriving. And when the dead wood leaves, and you've got some dead wood there, you've got some people who are happy to make you feel responsible for the reality that they are creating.
Oh God, yes.
And so, but you don't want a clean house. It feels ruthless to say, a business is down, you go, and you stay. But when you do it vibrationally, when you reconnect with the joy of your spa, those that are not a match to it will find a reason to go someplace else. You're not going to have to let one person go. Every single one of them will come to you and say, I need to go someplace else. And you will say to them, I love you so much, go with my blessing.